Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope you all are having a great week. It is a nice and sunny day here in Austin, Texas. Guys, go out, enjoy the day, sit on your porch, have a beer, whatever you can do to enjoy this lovely weather, because in about a month or two, it's going to be unbearably hot, and you're going to want to stay inside all day long. Now, I was out last week. It was my daughter's spring break. My schedule had been switched around a little bit to kind of accommodate that, so that's why I didn't have time to do any shows last week. I do apologize, but, these things happen, and unfortunately, with my life, with the job and family and all these other things that actually I need to do, doing this show is kind of towards the bottom of the list, but I love doing it, so of course I go on, guys. But welcome back. I got a lot of stuff, of course, that I missed out on that I didn't get a chance to talk about. So what I'm going to do is, honestly, I'm just going to go backwards. I'm going to start off on the Facebook page, get with the latest news, and then go backwards and go until my time runs out. I doubt I'll get to a lot of the stuff, especially stuff that happened last week, but that's just how it's going to be, guys. So sit back, relax, and let's get on with it. So, couple housekeeping things. First off, couple shows that I'm planning on doing hopefully within the next week or two is, number one, a Game of Thrones recap show. I'm hoping to bring in my buddy Josh, who also loves Game of Thrones. We're going to sit down, we're going to talk about the first 7 seasons. Of course, as I've said, I've been rewatching all 7 seasons of Game of Thrones. I just finished season 6. When April comes around, I'm going to watch season 7. Get ready for season 8 that comes out April 14th. Now, I will be watching that, however, in Chicago because Star Wars Celebration. Super excited about that. This week, me and my wife got our badges. We got our lanyards, our t-shirts. They came out with the panel schedule, so we're getting revved up for that. Super excited for that as well. And in preparation for that, I also like to do kind of a Star Wars Celebration episode where I'll bring her in. We're going to talk about the panels, what we're most excited about, and really it's more just a Star Wars discussion of what's going on, what we hope to see, and what we're excited about in the land of Star Wars. So hopefully those are going to come in the next week or two, guys, so be on the lookout for that. And as far as events go, guys, tomorrow a monumental event is going on. Detective Comics 1000 is going to be out. Now, for those of you who don't know, who doesn't know, I don't, Detective Comics has been primarily a Batman comic book going all the way back to his first appearance in Detective Comics number 27. So kind of a big deal, plus the fact that it's the 80th anniversary of the character of Batman. It's a whole thing planned. Go to your local comic book store tomorrow and pick up an issue of 1000. There are many different variant covers. The current Batman writer, Tom King, actually posted on his Twitter yesterday all the different variant covers of Batman 1000 you can pick up. So go grab at least your favorite cover and hold on to it. Enjoy. Now, last year, me and a buddy sat down for the 80th anniversary of Superman, and we went to the comic book store, picked up Action Comics 1000, grabbed some food, watched some Superman movies, and drank a little. Well, same thing for this year. We're going to the comic book store. We're going to grab some food, head back, watch some Batman movies, and, just enjoy and celebrate 80 years of The Dark Knight. So hopefully you guys will celebrate in your own special way. Fire back on the social media groups and Dayspring Discussions. Let me know what you do. Okay, so let's get on with it, guys. Starting off at the top of the Dayspring Discussions Facebook page, something I just posted a couple minutes ago, actually, was Marvel has released posters, character posters, for Avengers Endgame. Now, the film comes out, of course, April 26th. Tickets are set to go on sale April 2nd. Some people suspect we might be getting another trailer around that time. However, I saw this one little blurb that Marvel doesn't have any plans to release any more trailers. But it's from an obscure site, so I don't know if I believe it or not. I'd be fine not getting a trailer. Some people think we should get maybe one more. I don't care. Either way, I just want to buy my tickets already. I usually buy them for, of course, opening night on Thursday and the following night on Friday because I'm just super excited about it. I'm going to do that for this movie, and I'll do it for Star Wars Episode 9, just like I did for Episode 8 and Avengers Infinity War. But these character posters are interesting. So basically what it is you have Avenged the Fallen. And the A, of course, is the Avengers A. And I started going through them, and you have all the people that survived the dusting, as they call it. But then, as you get on with it, the ones that are not in color, that are just black and white, are the people who were dusted. And some of the notable ones, I just want to go through. Really, first off, Pepper Potts. She is in color, so we know she was not dusted. Same for Happy Hogan. We get him, and we know that he is not dusted as well. Wong, we get him in there. And then, of course, one that really surprised me was Valkyrie. She is in color, meaning she has not been dusted either. So we know those characters that we didn't see, get dusted or not get dusted. We know at this point that they survived. So there's a little piece of information. And then also, of course, we remember that we saw at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp when Wasp got dusted. That's kind of the one there. But also Black Panther's sister, Shuri, she's in black and white. So that kind of confirms that she got dusted along with the other characters. It's some more promotional stuff that's going to start coming out. Marvel and Disney are going to rev up their marketing for this film, and this is just another piece, but I like it because it lets us know who's still alive and who's not, and who's the possibility of seeing in this post-dusting world. Pepper Potts, of course, Happy Hogan, just characters that we didn't know what happened to them, and now we can kind of solidify that yes, they were dusted or they were not dusted. And like I said, the film comes out April 26th, probably technically April 25th. It can't get here soon enough, guys. It really cannot get here soon enough. All right, continuing down the Facebook page. Oh, yes, I totally forgot to mention this, of course. In honor of Detective Comics 1000 and the 80th anniversary of Batman, I'm doing a week of Batman polls. I was going to do on the Facebook page and on the Twitter page. The first day I did it Monday, not a lot of people actually voted. So I decided just to switch strictly to Facebook. So if you want to vote, go to the Facebook page. I started off the very first one with best love interest in the movies, live action love interest. And right now it's tied, actually. Vicky Vale from the original Batman film and Selena Kyle from The Dark Knight Rises, they are tied as best love interest. One person voted for Selena Kyle for Batman Returns. Thanks, Josh. But it's kind of tied up, so if you haven't voted for that, go and do that. The other one I put out yesterday was Best Batmobile, and right now, Michael Keaton's Batmobile is kicking a lot of butt. Adam West from the old 60s Batman has a couple of votes, and then one person has voted for the Dark Knight or Christian Bale's Batmobile. Now today, I put up Best Bat Suit. Who's got the best bat suit? Right now it's kind of tight, actually. Michael Keaton from the Batman and Batman Returns is ahead, but tied for second is Ben Affleck's Batsuit and Val Kilmer's. And you know what? When I actually pulled out the pictures to put them on Facebook, Val Kilmer's, I think, is really one of my favorites. I mean, I'm going to think about it for a minute before I actually vote for this, but I might be voting Val Kilmer. Michael Keaton, of course, is still my standard for Batman, so not bad. Christian Bale, there's a lot to be said for his as well. I think we can all probably throw out Adam West and George Clooney. But the others, have a fair shot. So we'll wait and see about that, guys. But I'm going to be doing that, for the next couple days. So, of course, go up and, vote on your best Batsuit, Batmobile, stuff like that. And I'll have a new one up tomorrow. Okay, continuing down the Facebook page, guys. CW and Warner Brothers released a new trailer for their mid-season premiere of DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Now, guys, this is one of those shows that I remember last year they had like a little bit of a break. It was between that and Supergirl where they kind of traded off spots. So you didn't get as many episodes as I think. Well, maybe it did. I'm not remember. But anyway, Legends has been on break ever since, I believe, December, or maybe it was January. But now they're coming back now. I don't know if they're going to trade spots with anyone. You know what? I think Black Lightning just ended, didn't it? Yeah, Black Lightning just had their season finale, so I bet they're probably going to take their place. But I enjoy it. Legends is one of those kooky shows that, when it first started, I was like, I didn't like it. But I think it was last season. Yeah, last season with collecting all the totems. I got into it, and you know what? It's one of those just zany, kooky shows that is just so far out there. If you just don't take it too seriously, you really enjoy. And that's really what it's come down to. So that's how I watch it, and that's really how I enjoy this series. So I'm kind of excited for it to come back. However, full disclosure, I'm very behind on the Arrowverse shows. The CW shows, let's see. I haven't watched any of Black Lightning in 2019. I'm a couple episodes behind on Flash. I am caught up on Arrow. I watched last night's episode. However, I kind of skipped an episode or two because I was behind and I don't really care. And then Supergirl, I know I'm at least 3 or 4 episodes behind on that. What it's come down to is, I think it was a month or two ago, I switched to my Hulu account where I took off the live TV. So I don't get to watch those shows now via Hulu. I have to go back to the CW app. Now, when they weren't on Hulu, I still have to watch commercials. Even though I pay for commercial free on Hulu, I still have to watch the commercials, which was the same as watching on the CW app. It takes maybe, 54, 55 minutes with commercials to watch one of those. Whereas a regular show, that's, 42 minutes maybe. I watch a lot of TV. And if I have other things that I know I can get through quicker, I'm more prone to watch that. Plus, some of the seasons of the Arrowverse shows, not my favorite. I mean, I remember it was a week or two ago, I was going to watch, the episode of Arrow that I left off on, and immediately it was an episode where Felicity was freaking out when she learned that Diggle was working with, what's his name? Not Dante, the character, the guy from last season. Anyway, that, had endangered her family and tried to kill her. And oh my God, how horrible has the Felicity character become? I swear, I'm not going to get into my issues again with Olicity, but God, that character had such promise in the first couple seasons of Arrow, and now I can't even stand what they've turned the character into. But anyway, I'm really behind on the Arrowverse shows. Hopefully now I can catch up. Really, it's the Game of Thrones rewatch that's been throwing me off, of course. Trying to watch, 6 seasons or 7 seasons of Game of Thrones before season 8 starts really is taking up some of my TV time. So that's part of the reason why I'm behind. The other part is the fact that some of the seasons this year of the Arrowverse haven't really kept my attention. So there's that, but I'm going to get caught up, of course, and hopefully by the end of this season, I will be able to do another recap. Maybe bring my buddy Aaron in like before, and we can talk about it. So there you go, guys. Legends Tomorrow is about to start back up. Do you watch it? Do you not watch it? What do you think about it? Let me know. Fire back on Facebook group and Twitter, and of course, Dayspring Discussions at gmail.com. Okay, guys, I only got time for a couple more topics. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Oh, yes. Marvel also released a couple posters for Spider-Man Far From Home the other day. My favorite is the one where he's hanging up reading the tourist book about Italy. Pretty nice. I figure we get a trailer because usually when we get posters like this, it's followed by a day or so away from a new trailer. Now, I think it was yesterday this came out, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a trailer maybe tomorrow perhaps, but the film is still several months away. I'm sure Marvel and Disney have focused their attention on Endgame right now. Once Endgame is over, that still gives them 2 months or so to really drive home Spider-Man Far From Home. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like the week of Endgame or around there is when we get our next trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home. But I saw these posters and it made me actually want to go back and watch the first trailer we got 2 months ago, and I'm excited for the film. I'm not a huge Spider-Man guy, but I do enjoy the character, and I did enjoy Spider-Man Homecoming, so I'm looking forward to this one, of course. And of course, the big question is this film, post Endgame, and what are the ramifications? Because there's a little piece of me that still thinks this film takes place before Avengers Endgame. A little piece of me. And if it doesn't, I'm very curious to see what it's going to be like in a post Endgame, world, and who survived. And Nick Fury's going to be in it, okay? And he's going to recruit Spider-Man. And I'm sure it's got to have something to do with the events of Endgame, how the world has lost some of its heroes, how it's become more dangerous, so Fury has to find heroes like Spider-Man to recruit. I don't know. But anyway, guys, go online, check those out. Let me know what you think. Scrolling down. Okay, here we go. So, in a video announcement, Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and what's the other guy's name that does it? Misha Collins, yes. They announced via video that Supernatural will be coming to a close at season 15 next year, okay? Season 15 will be the final season of the CW show, guys. That's quite an accomplishment. I gotta say, for a guy who hasn't watched this show in a long time, even I think that is a good run on a show such as this. So I give him mad props. Supernatural is one of those shows where I remember I tried to watch it when it was first starting out, and that first season was a little hard to get through. I like the premise, but it was a little hard to get through. And my brother loves the show, still watches it to this day. He loves it. So, he kept telling me, you gotta watch. And really it was when I got into season 2 that it started to rev up for me. And then you get season 3, and then 4 and 5 are the best. But then, of course, after season 5, you have kind of the completion of that arc of those first 5 seasons, and then they start other stuff. Season 6, I thought, was still pretty good. But by season 7, it started to fall off. I think by the end of season 8 is when I stopped watching, because it was just repetitive, I guess, as far as seasons goes, and the brothers kept dying and coming back, and it just felt old to me. However, I did go back and I have watched the Scooby Natural season or episode that they did last year. That was a lot of fun, just seeing those characters in the Scooby-Doo world. That was a lot of fun to see. But I gotta give them props. This show has a loyal fan base, and they've lasted quite a long time, more than 99% of the other shows out there. So that's awesome. I give my hats off to all of them. And I will give you this little tidbit where I've met, out of the 3 actors, I've met 2 of them. Okay, I know Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. They both reside in the Austin area. Actually, Jared Padalecki, several years ago when I was at the Austin Mall, he was there with his son, and I knew who he was. I recognized him, but he was shopping with his little kid, and I didn't want to bother him, so I just said hi as his kid walked by me, and I said hi back, and I didn't want to bother him, And then last October, I was in New Orleans with my buddy and my wife, and I'm just out on Bourbon Street, feeling a little tipsy or whatever, and Misha Collins walked by. And of course, I think I'm just seeing things, but I stop him and I'll be like, hey, you're on Supernatural. He's like, yes, I am. And I shake his hand and be like, I love the show. He's like, thank you. And he walks off. So technically, I've met 2 of the 3. I have not met Jensen Ackles. However, my wife and I have gone out to Dripping Springs, I believe it is, to sample the brewery that he and his wife started up there. They weren't there, of course. I wasn't expecting them to be, but we went there, and who knows, when the show's over, maybe he'll come back to Austin, and maybe I'll see him. Who knows? But Supernatural's ending. I know there are a lot of people that are sad by it. I'm not too sad by it, but like I said, a lot of respect for the show, the showrunners, all the team there. And, we'll see what these people do next. I think, they all have the potential to do great things with their career from here on out. Maybe Jensen Ackles will get on another CW show. He's been on Supernatural. He's been on Smallville. He was on Dawson's Creek as well. He's kind of just a WB, CW kind of guy. So maybe he'll have something else going. I don't know. But All right, guys. Well, that is end of time for me. I am out of it. Do apologize, of course. Other stuff I can get to. Maybe I'll get to it on Thursday. Maybe I won't. Maybe there'll be plenty of new stuff to talk about. There usually is. But this is where I say adieu. But of course, fire back on the social media groups and Gmail account. Let me know about any of the topics, of course. Hit up the Facebook group. Vote in the bat polls. Yes, I said bat polls. Vote in those for this week. And, of course, go out tomorrow, pick up Detective Comics 1000, support your local comic book store, and celebrate 80 years of Batman. So that's it, guys. Go out, enjoy your week. Until next time, may the Force be with us all.